So right off the bat, I want to jump in and talk about this. The reason I don't like the bash strict mode is because when it fails, it's very hard to understand why it fails. I know why it fails. I have a lot of bash under my belt, but if you were just getting started and you set this is a very hard problem to debug, okay? This is what I don't like about bash strict mode. I think it can catch a lot of issues, but the issues that it doesn't catch, you need to really know your stuff to understand what's going on here. This example is not super hard to understand. I'll hold your hand, I'll walk you through it. So we have I equals 0, and then we have this syntax right here where we do I plus plus. So we can do this on the terminal here. I equals 0, I plus plus, and now if we echo I, it's 1. That makes sense, right? What happened with I plus plus? Let's go ahead, let's reset this to 0. And then let's do I++. That has an exit code. That arithmetic expression actually returned a code. And it returned 1. Technically a failure. That's what triggered the set minus e to fail. That's super weird, right? What if we do it again? Well, that time it didn't fail. Why didn't it fail? Whether this fails or not depends on what the number is in here, and there's some weird little gotchas with this, okay? Let's take a look at the script. I have manually unrolled the loop and made it as verbose as possible. We put our strict mode up here, and then we set I, we print what we're trying to do, then we increment it, and then we print worked. Then we set it to -1. Technically it should already be -1, but we're resetting it here. We're doing everything as the highest possible verbosity here. Then we do this, then we do this. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and run this and see what happens. I equals -2, it worked. When I equals -1, it worked. When I equals 0, it fails. Isn't that confusing? That's because this expression returns something. So if we have, let's say, 2 plus 2 in here, we're not saving this anywhere. We just ran that. That returned 0, meaning success. So we could do something like this. That was successful. 2 plus 2 is successful. 2 minus 2? That's not successful because the answer is 0. When the answer is 0, we have a failure return code. When the answer is non-zero, we have a 0 or a success return code. Even if it's negative, even if we put like -50 here, it's not 0, so it's technically a success. That's what's happening here. And then to add insult to injury, we're doing the post-increment here. So it doesn't look at what the number has become, it looks at what the number originally was because the increment technically happens after. So if we were to set this to 0, and then increment it, we can see that there was a failure there. If we were to set this to -1 and then pre-increment it, we can see that there's also a failure there. That's very hard to debug. If you're learning bash and you think you're gonna set this strict mode and you're like, oh, this will help me, I think this will hurt you if you encounter situations like this because you won't know easily how to navigate yourself out of them.